Leandro Trossard has gone ahead to break silence on the demands of Mikel Arteta that they are really huge, and if at all you cannot meet them, it's very hard for you to be at Arsenal. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And it's a Sunday, and you know, I've come in late because in my country there is a certain person who was shot dead yesterday. Famous person. He was a blogger and he was into our community, and I think as he's a Muslim, he has just gotten buried today, and I think I had to cover some bit of content from that side. That's why I've come in late, but never say never. We're here to present to you the best and the latest coming in from your entire footballing world, from your teams that you support, apart from Manchester United. And you know where you find Manchester United. It's the United Matters channel. That's where you get us at. Now, Leandro Trossard came in January. He has gone ahead to put up close to 8 assists for Arsenal this season, and I think he has 1 goal, but his goal involvement is really great, because if I told you to rank the top 5 players who have gone ahead to produce most assists, he ranks highly in there for you. Leandro Trossard, talking to Sky Sports, he told them that Arteta is so detailed. I would say he doesn't like surprises, so I think he works so much on everything. He always has an answer for you ready if you have a question, so he wants to be perfect at his job, and that's what blows your mind. Sometimes that is the way, I think it gives that energy to the players, as well that you want to be perfect as well. And I think he's a top manager. That is what Leandro Trossard has gone ahead to say about Mikel Arteta. And when you look at all that he's talking about, one, being a perfectionist. You know, football has evolved so much to an extent that nowadays it's all about how perfect you are to win the game. And talking about perfection, you have to be hinting on lots of things, like creating chances and finishing them off. If you don't really put that spirit to those players, that you can, if most of the chances you create, you have to finish them off. That's why you found Arsenal in those positions of losing 3 games. To me, those draws they made are the ones that really brought them down from the top of the table. Against Liverpool, they're just 1 goal away from killing off that game. Against West Ham, they're just one goal away from killing off that game and gathering 3 points. Against Southampton, they were just 1 goal away from really giving themselves the dream that they really deserved and desired. So it shows you that Arteta has all what it takes to really call in for perfection, because if you're not perfect, you are going to cost yourself a season, as it looks like Arsenal are trying to really fight back, but they had a chance to take the trophy, but lack of perfection costed them. Then Trossard went ahead to talk about the demands of the manager. You understand that the way he's so perfect blows his mind, and his demands are really high, especially as far as the energy required on the pitch is really concerned. We've all gotten to know that energy is really so much important. And there is a tweet, is it Brothwold, a former Arsenal player, came out and really, I was watching AFTV, and I quoted this statement, and it sank into my mind. He said that what makes your quality supersede the players that you're playing against whose quality is low is you working hard, you know, running and increasing the tenacity. So if at all your work rate matches their work rate, that means what is left to decide the game is all about the talent. So when the tenacity is really at the same levels, then talent comes in. Even if you're talented and don't put in the hard work, trust me, you are going nowhere. Your team won't win. So this is what Trossard is talking about, that Mikel Arteta has always called for what we call that. He has always come in and really called in for what we call the energy. The energy is needed, and he wants perfections after perfections, and he has gone ahead to call him a top manager. And to me, I believe Arteta is into the conversation of the best manager of the season. I've seen people talk about De Zerbi, Arteta, Eric Ten Hag, Pep Guardiola, And I've seen people coming out and really saying that the manager of Bournemouth should be included into the manager of the season. And I ask, these accolades are given to the best teams in the world. You can't tell me that a manager who's gone ahead and really saved a team from relegation deserves to be crowned as a top manager in the league. That's out. That's out. So to me, I think Mikel Arteta is really top manager, and he has gone ahead to replicate that into the games they've gone ahead to play at Arsenal, and that's why Trossard has come out and really given us that say about Arteta, and he has gone ahead to break silence on the demands of the manager of Arsenal, that is Mikel Arteta. Now, after Leandro Trossard, we are having a little bit of Granit Xhaka, and he had something to say to the Arsenal website as far as him playing upfield is concerned. He said, "It was not easy for me in the beginning when I needed to change my position. I had never played there before in my career, but I had a really good conversation with Mikel Arteta about it. Step by step and game by game, everything got better. I started to score and started to get assists and show I can play a different role altogether." Now, if there is a player that Mikel Arteta is going to have to improve hugely this season at Arsenal, it's none other than Granit Xhaka. I think he now has, is it 9 assists? 9 assists, you know? I think he's soon hitting double figures in the Premier League. That is the player known as Xhaka. But the way Arteta is really shocking most of us, because no one would have thought that Xhaka is really a very good player playing up the pitch. We all knew that. He was a very good player when it came to him playing into the double pivot. That's it. Supporting the defensive pivot. But he has gone ahead to put out a very good output this season, and I think Arteta is not regretting on putting the player up the pitch. The game of Chelsea, he came up with 3 assists, and we've seen him create an assist against Manchester United, one he provided when Arsenal was being knocked out by Sporting Lisbon. I think was he the one on target also? Was it Martinelli? It was Xhaka. So he has gone ahead to score very many goals for Arsenal this season, and I think those goals have been so vital for the team of Arsenal. And to be so much on point and exact, my internet had gone off, but it's back. Let me try to really give you the exact stats of Granit Xhaka. When you look at Xhaka this season in the Prem, he has gone ahead to make 7 assists and 5 goals. Those are 12 goal involvements. And last season, he had 1 goal and 2 assists. So he has gone ahead to supersede times even 200% the number of assists and goals he put out together last season. And with the season still up and going, you expect him to go ahead and really score more goals. He has also 2 goals into the UEFA Europa League. That is this Swiss captain for you, and I think he's really doing wonders for the team of Arsenal. And I think Mikel Arteta is really proud to be having him as his assistant captain, and I think everyone is now in agreement with Mikel Arteta on why he never let this player go. Remember, this is the player who at a point in time when they're playing Crystal Palace got the armband and really trampled it on the ground. That is Granit Xhaka. But right now, he is really doing wonders, and I think most Arsenal players are really okay with him. So smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, Paul Mason, today Arsenal is playing Newcastle, and he had the following to say about Arsenal and Newcastle. He said, "This could be the game that finishes Arsenal off in the Premier League title race, as Newcastle United are in incredible form. Eddie Howe and company have been unbelievable at the home this season and are really well positioned to secure a place in the UEFA Champions League next season. If Arsenal wins this, I think the title race could be back on, as Manchester City have a bunch of interesting games coming up. Both Arsenal and Newcastle have played fantastic football this season, and this will be a great contest. But unfortunately, I can't see Arsenal winning this one. The pressure will be on them, and Magpies are tough nut to crack at St. James's Park. So I think this game will finish 1-1. And if Arsenal drop 2 points or 3 points in this game, they would have gone ahead to officially give the trophy to Man City, because City will be, if Arsenal draw, if Arsenal draw, they'll be at, is it 79 points? Is it 79 points? Let me see. Arsenal will be at 79 points, and they would have closed down to City, and City will be 3 points behind Arsenal. If Arsenal win, they'll be at 81 points. That's it. So they'll be at 81 points, and City will be back on the top of the table. Sorry, will still be on the top of the table with 1 point. So it shows you that this is the game that Arsenal players need to make everything right. That's it. Everything that went wrong in their season, I think they've been given another chance to make it right. And this is the day they're supposed to make it right. How do you make it right? Beat Newcastle. I think the remainder of the games can be easy for Arsenal to go ahead and really win. That's it. And when you look at Arsenal, the remaining games are not all that hard. If at all they win this game, I think this is the hardest game they still have in their way. Newcastle, Brighton, Nottingham Forest, and Wolverhampton Wanderers. And they're playing Brighton at home, Wolverhampton Wanderers at home. So the remaining 2 away games they're having is against Nottingham and Newcastle. If they put this game to bed today against Newcastle, then they would have put themselves in an ilk of really getting confidence again, and maybe sending City a threatening message that it's not yet over. But if at all they drop any point and City continues to win its other game in hand, that means City would have gone ahead to be like, is it 5? Because if Arsenal draw, they will be at 79. City wins, they'll be at 74. Those will be 5 points ahead of Arsenal. And I think Arsenal just have to work a lot today to see to it that they will get the 3 points, because however much Newcastle is hunting in for the Champions League, I believe Arsenal has a team that can really beat Newcastle today. But in the previous 5 games Arsenal are going to play, there is no way you trust Arsenal, because even when they take a lead, they cannot protect that lead. That is the most confusing bit of Arsenal. So guys, your thoughts on Trossard breaking silence on Mikel Arteta are welcome in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about Xhaka talking about playing this season Upfield. And then Paul Mason's prediction that's going to be a draw of a 1-1 between Arsenal and Newcastle. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. I'm out for now. See you later, my lovely mate.